Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Global Job Change. Starting with the Hidden Job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 46. I have a hidden profession. As Lu Quan's voice sounded, everyone's gazes instantly landed on Bai Miao. Currently, the information Bai Miao had revealed was that she was a warrior and her weapon was a heavy sword. Other than that, there was nothing special about her. However, to be able to become the #1 new student of the Golden Corner Academy this time, the others naturally did not believe that Bai Miao was so simple. Some people were excited, looking forward to seeing what information Bai Miao would expose about herself. Bai Miao quickly arrived in the middle of the field in front of him. She looked at Lu Quan and the other school leaders and students and said, "My name is Bai Miao. My profession is a warrior. I'm currently at level 15 and am good at using a heavy sword. In the future, when I change my profession for the second time, I'm prepared to change my profession to a heavy swordsman." Level 15. Why is she at level 15? Isn't everyone at level 10 after the university entrance examination? That's right, even if she has the resources to increase her attributes, that will only increase her attributes and not her level. After the university entrance examination, all the candidates' levels are fixed at 10. No matter what difficulty they choose, there's only one reason why she's at level 15, that is, she went to the wilderness to hunt demon beasts to level up before school started. The level 15 announcement from Bai Miao instantly caused a discussion. The secret realm of the high school examination had the effect of increasing one's strength. As long as one killed demon beasts inside and passed, they could obtain the strength of the secret realm and increase their strength to level 10. However, that was at most level 10. If one wanted to continue leveling up, one could only hunt demon beasts in the wilderness. However, hunting demon beasts in the wilderness was not as simple as leveling up in a secret realm. Coupled with the fact that it was much harder to level up after level 10, one could imagine how many demon beasts Bai Miao had killed in such a short period of time. Putting everything else aside, Bai Miao's actual combat experience was definitely extremely powerful. Lu Yan looked at Bai Miao and his expression also changed slightly. He recalled Bai Ye's words last night. Just like Bai Yu's, this Bai Miao was probably also from the Bai family of the North River. Only such a large family could organize people to bring their juniors out to hunt demon beasts and help them eliminate fatal threats. Otherwise, if she went out alone at level 10, she would basically be feeding the demon beasts. Of course, after entering a university, she would be able to follow her teachers and seniors out into the wilderness. It would be much safer. However, even with the protection of his family, it was already abnormal enough for her to be able to advance to level 15 in such a short time after the university entrance examination. After introducing herself, a heavy sword appeared in Bai Miao's hand. It was worth mentioning that the Golden Corner Academy had given each of the specially recruited students a storage item. Although the space was not very big, it was not a problem for them to store their equipment and some small items. With the heavy sword in hand, Bai Miao's expression instantly turned cold. The heavy sword in his hand slashed forward, bringing with it a whistling sound. Then, Bai Miao used a sword move. The sword wind was sharp and revealed a killing intent. Lu Quan and the other teachers nodded when they saw this. They had more detailed information about her. Bai Miao did not have any hidden professions or foreign race bloodline. However, although her combat profession was a warrior, she was a genius in the heavy sword. On the day of the university entrance examination, she had comprehended 2 heavy sword skills. After that, she hunted demon beasts in the wilderness and comprehended 2 more heavy sword skills. Moreover, before taking the university entrance examination, Bai Miao had already gone to the wilderness to train. For example, some families like the Bai family of the North River could be said to be extremely strict in nurturing their descendants. Many descendants of the families had died because of such harsh nurturing methods. For example, there were 13 descendants of the Bai family who were the same age as Bai Miao. However, there were only 6 left. Of course, there were also people who relied on their family's strength to use potions and various resources to increase their strength and constantly enjoy themselves. There was a huge difference between people. The difference between families was also huge. Otherwise, some families would not have survived for 1,000 years while others failed to even last for decades before disappearing. After practicing a sword move, Bai Miao directly put away his heavy sword and returned to the team. Yang Quan smiled and said, "That's right. Next, Bai Yu's, new student number 2. Bai Yu's, he has the same surname as Bai Miao. Are they related? Don't you know? Bai Miao is Bai Ye's biological sister. They're both from the Bai family of the North River. Oh, so they're descendants of a noble family. No wonder they're so powerful. What do you know? Bai Miao, Bai Yu's, and Bai Tianyu, who is ranked 10th, are all elite disciples of the Bai family who pass the life and death test. I heard that their chances of survival are only 50%. Don't compare them to ordinary rich heirs. You're also not allowed to insult my goddess. Tisk tisk tisk, wasn't your goddess still Li Mayer the day before yesterday? Since when did it change to Bai Miao? You men are really fickle. Are you still a man? HMPH, who's a man? I identify as a woman. Although I'm living in the same dormitory as you now, I'll become a woman sooner or later. There was another discussion below. During the discussion, Bai Yu's walked out with his head held high. Arriving in the middle of the field, Bai Yu's cupped his hands at Lu Quan and said with a smug expression, "My name is Bai Yu's. I'm a warrior and am currently at level 13. I'm good at using spears. I've already comprehended 4 skills from the Bai family's spear techniques." Hearing Bai Ye's words, the surrounding students were in an uproar. Level 13. Although it's not as exaggerated as Bai Miao, it's still very powerful. This guy also went to the wilderness to hunt demon beasts. Did you hear that? What's the Bai family's spear technique? Tisk, don't you know? Generally, families have weapons that are specially cultivated. Unless one is relatively talented in other weapons, they usually have to cultivate a specialized weapon. The Bai family is famous for their spear techniques. That's right, that's right. I heard that aristocratic families specialize in a weapon that can be passed down by relying on the skills comprehended by seniors. If the juniors comprehend it again, they can obtain twice the results with half the effort. For this Bai Yu's to be able to comprehend the 4 skills of the Bai family's spear technique in a short period of time, his talent in spear technique is probably extremely good. The Bai siblings are so terrifying. Bai Yu's took out a silver spear from his spatial storage item and directly used a spear technique. The tip of the spear was cold and fatal. Yang Quan said in satisfaction, "Not bad, not bad. The Golden Corner Academy happens to have a mentor who specializes in spears. You can ask for more guidance when the time comes." Then, Yang Quan's gaze landed on Lu Yan. Next is Lu Yan, new student number 3. When Lu Yan heard this, he walked forward and arrived in the center of the field. He looked at Yang Quan and the other instructors in front of him and the students behind him and pondered for a moment. Then, Lu Yan directly said, "My name is Lu Yan. I'm currently at level 10. My profession information states that I am a necromancer, but I actually have a hidden profession. My hidden profession is the Undead Monarch. Global job change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 47 Mixed Race Bloodline and Hidden Profession." Hearing Lu Yan's words, the students on the field were stunned. This was the first time they had heard of a classmate with a hidden profession. However, what surprised them the most was that they had never heard of this hidden profession. I remember that this Lu Yan is the provincial champion of our Suhong province. I've seen his university entrance examination video and he's very powerful. I originally thought that he would be the first. I think that because he's a necromancer, the school leaders probably gave him a lower score. I also saw Lu Yan's university entrance examination video and felt that something was wrong. Now, it seems that my feeling was right. This guy actually has a hidden profession. But what kind of hidden profession is the Undead Monarch? I've never heard of it. I'm not sure about that. It should be a hidden undead type profession. Necromancers are rare to begin with, and there are even fewer undead type profession changes. Hidden undead type professions are even rarer. It's normal for us not to have heard of them. The Undead Monarch sounds very domineering. It should be a very impressive hidden profession. All the students discussed animatedly like a commotion. They knew a lot about hidden professions. However, they had really never heard of an Undead Monarch. However, hidden professions were relatively rare to begin with. Moreover, it was an undead hidden profession. It was very normal for them to not have heard of it. In the science books, the current hidden undead professions recorded only included undead knights and necromancers. Lu Quan, Li Moqing, and the others behind him were also slightly surprised. Although they had guessed that Lu Yan had a secret, they did not expect him to have a hidden profession. It seemed that the so-called mentor this guy had previously mentioned was probably fake. Lu Quan looked at Lu Yan and said, Lu Yan, there are no records of an undead monarch in the hidden profession school, let alone a teacher with this profession. However, you can choose to show the uniqueness of the undead monarch profession. The school can also make teaching arrangements according to your situation. Lu Yan nodded and directly took out the black bone scythe. The undead monarch is also an undead type profession. However, compared to a necromancer, it's more comprehensive. It can attack in close combat and can also use undead type skills. It can also summon undead creatures to fight, but in essence, it still uses undead power. As he spoke, Lu Yan suddenly waved the black bone scythe in his hand. A strong wind directly surged forward and landed on the field in front of him, creating a hole. Now, Lu Yan's strength attribute was 77. Although he was only level 10, it was definitely higher than Bai Miao's level 15 strength. Lu Yan's attack instantly caused a commotion. Damn, I can already feel a strong wind. How powerful is this guy? Didn't you hear Lu Yan say? An undead monarch can even fight in close combat and long-range combat. This is simply a dual cultivation of both magic and martial arts. However, this kind of demon dual cultivation consumes more resources. Moreover, it also takes a long time. After all, it also takes time to absorb resources like essence tonics. There are pros and cons. Such a monster dual cultivator is simply invincible among his level. Unfortunately, they did not know that Lu Yan did not need time to absorb at all and could directly transform the resources into strength. It was completely beneficial. Not to mention those of the same level, it was basically impossible for anyone to defeat Lu Yan if they were not 10 levels ahead. Of course, that was excluding the middle-aged and old people whose levels did not increase much and kept spending time using essence tonics and other resources. Bai Ye's expression immediately turned ugly. He did not expect Lu Yan to have a hidden profession at all. Previously, he had thought that Lu Yan was a necromancer. In a place like the arena, mages were somewhat disadvantaged. As long as he could get close, he should be able to easily defeat the other party. However, now that the other party actually had revealed that he had a hidden profession and was even capable of close combat and long-range combat. At this moment, Bai Yuz could not help but panic. However, although he was flustered, Bai Yuz was still very confident in his strength. He thought to himself, HMPH, as soon as I use the Bai family's spear technique, I'll directly poke a few big holes in you. After Lu Yan displayed it, he directly returned to the team. He did not reveal everything about his undead monarch. For example, he hid the fact that there was a high chance that the undead monarch talent and his undead skills would increase. He only mentioned that the undead monarch could cultivate both magic and martial arts. This could be considered a direction for him to improve in the future. Now, he could let the school distribute resources and formulate a suitable teaching plan for him. Yang Quan looked at Lu Yan and pondered for a moment before saying, Lu Yan, your situation is relatively special. We will arrange the distribution and teaching of resources for you according to your situation. You can rest assured. Although it was a hidden profession that they had never seen before, the Golden Corner Academy could still provide appropriate guidance according to the situation. Next is number 4. Yang Quan began to read the following numbers. The new students also went on stage and began to reveal their professions before displaying their strength. There was no lack of people who had awakened foreign races and had hidden professions. To Lu Yan's surprise, Li Meier was actually ranked 7th. She had the bloodline of a succubus and had already awakened it. What was even more exaggerated was that she also had a hidden profession. Abyss Mage. It was said that Abyss Mages were mages who could use demon power. Their combat strength was very powerful, but it was also very difficult for them to control Abyss magic. Among the many professions, the large-scale attack of a mage was the strongest, but the difficulty of obtaining skills was also the highest. The reason why Li Meier was ranked 7th was because she had comprehended an Abyss spell. She did not know what it was exactly, but it was quite powerful. Moreover, Bai Tianyu, who was ranked 10th, not only knew the Bai family's spear technique, but he also had the bloodline of a foreign race. Moreover, he had the bloodline of a flood dragon. This made Lu Yan ponder. Was Bai Tianyu's mother a flood dragon, or was his father a flood dragon? Or was it someone from the previous generation? However, no matter who it was, how exactly would they have done it? 2. A total of 100 specially recruited students revealed their information and some abilities one by one. They did not hide anything. The top 100 specially recruited students are all very extraordinary. As long as they're in Golden Corner City, I reckon every one of them is an existence favored by the heavens. After all, these are all new students specially recruited from all over the country. Every one of them has hidden strength. Liu Yan looked at the 100 students around him and did not underestimate them at all. Even though his 4 attributes were very terrifying, the surrounding students were not weak at all. After the last student finished speaking, Yang Quan arrived in front of everyone. Everyone, you've already introduced yourselves. Next, I'll tell everyone what you need to pay attention to at the moment. Global job change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 48 Points Obtaining Method and Ranking. Hearing Yang Quan's words, the students below held their breaths and listened carefully. First of all, I'll talk about the ranking mechanism that everyone is more concerned about. Everyone should already know that students of every school level of the Golden Corner Academy are ranked. The top 100 of every school level will receive additional monthly resources from the school. The rewards for the top 100 will increase by 1 level every 10 places. In the top 10, the rankings will increase by 1 level for every place. The rewards for first place are the best. I'm sure everyone here is interested in how you guys are ranked. This is also the main point I want to tell everyone. Your current ranking is decided after the school mobilized special teachers to watch your university entrance examination videos. The ranking this time will last until all the new students arrive, which is now until August. Therefore, the first month's resource rewards will be distributed according to this ranking. At this moment, a student objected, the video of the university entrance examination can't represent the current strength ranking. After all, everyone's level of improvement has been different recently. That's right. This ranking is unfair, right? It should be better to rank us according to our current strength. I also agree that it's best to reorder now. The other students also agreed. After all, they were all proud children of heaven. Everyone thought that they had improved a lot since the university entrance examination and wanted better resources. Yang Quan frowned slightly and then said, I understand everyone's request, but the ranking is not a joke. Moreover, the ranking this time is only for this month. At that time, after all the new students arrive, there will be a new student competition. At that time, all the rankings will be rescheduled. If you really can't help it, you can go to the arena to compete on your own and bet your resources. As long as both sides agree and notarize at the school won't interfere. Of course, if anyone dares to force others, the rules of the Golden Corner Academy are not to be trifled with. Hearing Yang Quan's words, the surrounding students closed their mouths. After all, Yang Quan had already made it very clear. If they spoke now, they would be disrespecting Yang Quan. Yang Quan swept his gaze around and continued, next, I'll tell everyone about the school's credits. Everyone should know the importance of credits. In the Golden Corner Academy, a D-level resource can be exchanged with 100 credits. You can exchange for a C-level resource with 500 credits, and 1 credit can be exchanged for 100 energy coins. However, everyone has to know that credits are much more valuable than energy coins. 100 credits can be exchanged for a D-level resource and also for 10,000 energy coins. However, 10,000 energy coins won't be enough for you to buy a D-level resource. Therefore, it's best not to use your credits to exchange for energy coins unless necessary. In addition, it's important to note that credits can be traded between students. Students can also trade things exchanged for credits, but they can't sell anything they obtained with credits outside. I hope everyone can understand that credits are exchanged for more favorable resources so that you can increase your strength, not make you rich. The Golden Corner Academy doesn't welcome people who wait for death. Once someone is discovered to have violated this rule, you will be directly expelled. Moreover, you will be blacklisted by the Golden Corner Academy. Yang Quan's sharp gaze swept around before he continued, next, I'll tell you some channels to obtain credits. This should be what you're more concerned about. There are still many ways to obtain credits. For example, the school will issue missions and reward you with credits after completing them. There will also be an end-of-school assessment every year. If you pass the assessment, you will also be rewarded with credits. You can also obtain credits after completing the missions assigned by the instructor. Another way to obtain credits is through the rankings. Other than the rankings of the various schools, the school also has two rankings. One is the golden ranking, and the other is the silver ranking. The silver ranking can only be participated by students who have yet to undergo their second transformation. All the students can participate in the golden ranking. Those in the top 300 on the silver ranking can obtain 20 to 100 credits every month according to their ranking. The top 300 on the golden ranking can obtain 100 to 300 credits every month according to their ranking. The last way to obtain credits is to represent the school and fight to help the school obtain honor. The credits given are not fixed and are calculated according to the honor obtained. However, I can tell you that this is the way to obtain the most credits. In short, in a word, the stronger you are, the higher your ranking in the Golden Corner Academy, and the higher the credits you obtain. Yang Quan's words directly made the surrounding students seem to have been injected with chicken blood. I want to earn credits. No one can stop me. We freshmen probably don't have much hope of getting on the golden ranking. There are too many second promotion seniors who participate. However, we can still compete for the silver ranking. Even if there are second-year seniors, I'm not afraid. The surrounding students were somewhat eager to try. After all, everyone wanted to obtain more credits in exchange for more resources. Alright, that's all for today's special admissions meeting. Everyone, prepare well during this period of time. After all the new students arrive, the new student competition will begin. You have to know that in the past, there were many dark horses who later surpassed the special admissions students. Don't let your guard down. Yang Quan summarized the situation one last time before leaving with Li Moqing and the other teachers. The surrounding students were also prepared to disperse. Some students were already unable to wait and looked around to see if they could find some pushovers to bully and make a bet with the other party to obtain the other party's reward resources. The new students still needed a month to be ranked. Moreover, even if they advanced after being ranked, they would only be able to obtain more resources. How could it compare to winning in duels and directly obtaining their resources? As for the consequences of losing, they did not consider it. After all, everyone here was very powerful and confident in themselves. Moreover, they would only choose people with similar rankings as them. Lu Yan was about to leave when he saw Li Mei walking towards him, as if she was looking for him. However, before she could arrive in front of Lu Yan, a figure had already blocked her and appeared in front of Lu Yan. Lu Yan, right, do you dare to compete fairly with me and bet on the reward resources we're about to obtain? Your ranking is 3, and mine is 6. I won't take advantage of you. If you beat me, I'll give you another 5 million energy coins. How about that? Lu Yan looked at the boy in front of him who was emitting a cold aura and raised his eyebrows. Did the other party think he was a pushover? Global job change. Starting with the hidden job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 49 using light attribute points. Xia Yunbing looked at Lu Yan in front of him with a very confident expression. He was ranked second in Suhong Province in the university entrance examination this year. Although he could also obtain a large number of resources as a reward from his family, it still couldn't compare to the rewards of the provincial champion. Therefore, Xia Yunbing had always remembered Lu Yan, who he thought had snatched the title of provincial champion from him. He had not come to the Golden Corner Academy for Lu Yan, but because his family was in Suhong Province. It was most beneficial for him to choose the Golden Corner Academy in Suhong Province. However, he did not expect Lu Yan to be here. Then there was no need to wait anymore. He could take revenge on this guy now. Perhaps after crushing this guy, the family would even compensate him with some rewards. After all, the guy in front of him was the provincial champion. When the surrounding students heard Xia Yunbing's words, they were first stunned before their faces revealed amused expressions. This is Xia Yunbing, right? I remember that he's from the Xia family. Just now, he seemed to have said that he has the ice bloodline and is extremely talented in ice power. He's a very powerful ice mage. I've seen his university entrance examination video. He chose the nightmare level. The process of clearing the level was very casual. Those undead creatures were directly frozen before they could even approach his body. It's just that the time it took to clear the level was a little late. He's already at level 15, right? He's on the same level as the first place by Meow. He must have gone to the wilderness to hunt recently. His combat strength must have increased greatly again. The person he wants to challenge is Lu Yan, the provincial champion of Suhong province. He also revealed just now that he has a hidden profession, the undead monarch. However, he's only level 10 after all. He probably won't accept this bet. I think so too. Lu Yan has a hidden undead type profession. He definitely has an advantage when facing undead creatures in the university entrance examination. Therefore, he's probably not very confident as the provincial champion. Coupled with the fact that there's still a difference of 5 levels, Lu Yan definitely won't dare to accept the challenge. The surrounding students looked at Lu Yan and Xia Yunbing in disgust. Most of them felt that Lu Yan would not accept this bet. The information of the top 10 new students was basically also exposed on the school forum. Lu Yan was born in Linan City and was not from a family or had a powerful background. Other than a hidden profession, there was nothing else. If the two of them fought during the university entrance examination, the difference might not be too big. However, in the next few days after the university entrance examination, as a member of the Xia family, Xia Yunbing's improvement was definitely higher than Lu Yan's. He was at least 5 levels higher. Under such circumstances, as long as one was sane, they would not be rash and accept this bet. Bai Yuz looked at Lu Yan with anticipation in his eyes. He hoped that Lu Yan would agree. This way, he could also find out this guy's real strength. Xia Yunbing listened to the discussion of the surrounding students and saw that Lu Yan was silent. He was worried that the other party was afraid because of his level and added, "I'm 5 levels higher than you. How about this? I won't take advantage of you. The resources you were rewarded should include gold equipment. You wear gold equipment and I'll wear silver equipment. How about that?" Lu Yan, who was about to agree, was slightly stunned. He did not expect Xia Yunbing to be so impatient and even suppressed his own combat strength. Wasn't this giving him resources? Immediately, Lu Yan said somewhat embarrassedly, "Since student Xia has said so, I'll be a little ungrateful if I still don't agree." "Alright, I agree." Some of the surrounding students looked at the shy smile on Lu Yan's face and could not help but brush it off. Sigh, Lu Yan has been tricked. The difference between silver and gold equipment might not be able to compensate for the difference in 5 levels. Moreover, Xia Yunbing has field combat experience and his combat strength is definitely very powerful. He's giving away his 3rd place reward resources just like that. I really don't know what to say. What are you talking about? I don't think student Lu Yan lost. His performance in the university entrance examination was extremely good. His clearing speed is in the top 3 in the country. Li Mayer could not help but say as she listened to the surrounding people criticize Lu Yan. The others did not argue with her and only told her that she would find out when they arrived at the arena. After all, the questions of the university entrance examination were fixed. The speed of passing did not completely represent the strength. Moreover, there was still a difference of 5 levels. Seeing that Lu Yan had agreed, Xia Yunbing was also very excited. Without any hesitation, he directly pulled Lu Yan towards the school's notary office, afraid that Lu Yan would go back on his word. The surrounding students all followed. After all, it was a battle between the 3rd and 6th ranked new students. Everyone wanted to observe and see how strong the two of them were. After arriving at the notary office, Xia Yunbing and Lu Yan directly signed the notary document under the witness of a senior. After signing, Xia Yunbing heaved a sigh of relief and smiled at Lu Yan. "Lu Yan, you have to admit your defeat. Don't blame me if you lose later. We're all classmates." Lu Yan looked at Xia Yunbing's confident expression and could not help but find it somewhat funny. He hoped that the other party would still be able to smile later. The two of them quickly arrived at the arena. This was a challenge ring specially prepared by the Golden Corner Academy. It was 200 meters long and wide. The ring was protected by an array formation to ensure that the battle inside would not affect whatever was outside of the ring. Under the witness of the notary, Lu Yan and Xia Yunbing walked onto the arena. Lu Yan put on the wind spirit armor and held the black bone scythe. In front of him, Xia Yunbing was also dressed in silver equipment. Xia Yunbing did not lack money, so even if it was a silver equipment, its attributes were still top grade. Moreover, it suited his strength very well. The difference between it and a gold equipment was really not much. After warming up for a minute, Lu Yan directly pondered over his 40 skill points. In any case, he was going to fight Bai Yuz in the future, so he might as well use the skill points first. The skeleton elite was now at level 3 and could be upgraded to level 4. The corpse explosion could not be increased, and the other skills were not very cost-effective. The Netherworld Soul Scythe and the Undead Netherworld Armor were 2 necessary skills. Now that they were already at level 4, they required more skill points to level up than other skills. However, the higher the level, the stronger the effect. Therefore, after thinking briefly, Lu Yan decided to use 40 attribute points to upgrade the skeleton elite to level 4. Then, he would spend the remaining skill points on the Undead Netherworld Armor and the Netherworld Soul Scythe. This way, he could increase these 2 skills by 2 levels. Lu Yan had also used up all 40 skill points. The consumption of skill points for the Undead Netherworld Armor and the Netherworld Soul Scythe was really too high. However, the effect was also very obvious. Lu Yan first checked the Undead Netherworld Armor and discovered that the resistance value of the level 6 Undead Netherworld Armor had already reached 80. Global Job Change. Starting with the Hidden Job, Lord of the Death, Chapter 50. Sha Yunbing with a stiff smile. Undead Netherworld Armor, Level 6. Summon the undead power to form a netherworld armor around you that can resist any damage. Current resistance value, 80. Duration, 20 minutes. Cooldown time, 4 hours. Skeleton Elite, Level 4. Summons 2 Skeleton Elites to fight for you. Skeleton Elite Attributes. Strength, 24. Physique, 26. Agility, 12. Intelligence, 0. Skeleton Elites die in battle and enter cooldown. Cooldown time, 4 minutes 30 seconds. Netherworld Soul Scythe. Grade. Exclusive skill. Level 6. Gather the undead power and summon the scythe from the netherworld. Attack increased by 50%. Intelligence increased by 30%. Duration, 7 minutes. Cooldown time, 3 hours 20 minutes. The resistance value of the undead netherworld armor directly reached 80. Coupled with Lu Yan's physique defense, basically no one among the new students could injure him after he activated the undead netherworld armor. The increase in the skeleton elites was not big, but their attributes had increased a little. The increase in the netherworld soul scythe was relatively high, with the additional intelligence enhancement. In other words, the current netherworld soul scythe could add Lu Yan's intelligence points to the attack. Although it was only 30% now, with Lu Yan's current intelligence attribute, it was still a very terrifying number. A minute quickly passed. Sha Yunbing looked at Lu Yan and directly said, "It's time. I'm going to attack." Lu Yan held the black bone scythe and nodded at Sha Yunbing in front of him. Sha Yunling snorted coldly, and a large amount of cold air instantly spread out from his body. This was the power of his ice bloodline. Raising the silver staff in his hand, Sha Yunbing chanted silently and directly erected an ice wall in front of Lu Yan, directly isolating the two of them. At the same time, an ice armor also condensed beside Sha Yunbing and surrounded him. Then, Sha Yunbing did not stop at all. He chanted an incantation again and a huge ice power began to condense in front of the ice staff. Damn, Sha Yunbing's movements are so smooth. First, he changed the terrain to stop the other party from moving. Then, he formed a defensive force beside him to avoid being attacked suddenly. Finally, he condensed his attack power without stopping. His movements are smooth and natural. It's all part of a standard mage combat process. As expected of someone who has fought in the wilderness. His combat awareness is indeed powerful. I'm even more surprised by Sha Yunbing's strength. His ice bloodline seems to be a little abnormal. He directly formed such an ice wall and ice armor in less than 2 seconds. His control over the ice power is too skilled. Even if Lu Yan can break the ice wall in front of him, he will probably have to face Sha Yunbing's condensed attack in the next second. Tisk tisk tisk, every step is within Sha Yunbing's calculations. Sha Yunbing's smooth movements shocked the surrounding students. On the other hand, Lu Yan did not do anything at the first moment, making everyone think Sha Yunbing was going to win. Bai Miao looked quietly at Lu Yan on the stage and frowned. She did not think that Lu Yan's combat strength was very weak. She had seen Lu Yan's university entrance examination video. He had almost cleared all the levels with violence. His reaction was fast and his strength was very powerful. Why was his reaction so slow when the battle began? Lu Yan looked at the ice wall in front of him and his expression changed slightly. So this was how mages fought. Did the other party want to slowly exhaust him? Lu Yan held the black bone scythe tightly in his hand and prepared to attack without hesitation. Undead Netherworld Armor. Netherworld Soul Scythe. The pitch-black undead netherworld armor instantly appeared and covered the armor on Lu Yan's body, as if it had completely turned the armor pitch-black and sinister. The black bone scythe in his hand was also covered in the netherworld soul scythe, looking extremely sharp. Without any hesitation, Lu Yan held the black bone scythe and directly rushed forward. Arriving in front of the ice wall in front of him, Lu Yan raised the black bone scythe in his hand and suddenly slashed down. Boom! With just one attack, the ice wall in front of him suddenly collapsed, and shattered ice fell to the ground. Skeleton Elite. 2 skeleton elites quickly appeared beside Lu Yan. Lu Yan directly grabbed a skeleton elite and threw it at Sha Yunbing in front of him. With Lu Yan's current strength, it was still easy for him to throw a skeleton elite. The skeleton elite that was thrown out stabilized its body in midair. It raised the long saber in its hand and directly slashed at Sha Yunbing. Damn, you can do that. The students below the arena looked at Lu Yan's actions and shouted. Sha Yunbing did not even look at this skeleton elite. Although he was surprised by Lu Yan's speed of breaking through the ice wall, the attack in his hand had already condensed. An ice blue stream surged out of the staff in Sha Yunbing's hand and quickly rushed towards Lu Yan in front of him. At the same time, the long saber in the skeleton elite's hand had already landed on the ice armor around Sha Yunbing. Bang! A muffled sound sounded, and a thin crack appeared on the ice armor on Sha Yunbing's body. Sha Yunbing raised the staff in his hand and shot out an ice blue stream that was only 1/5 as powerful as before. It landed on the skeleton elite that wanted to continue rushing towards him and instantly froze its body. The ice blue stripe also arrived in front of Lu Yan. Lu Yan raised the black bone scythe covered in the netherworld soul scythe and slashed. The ice blue stream was instantly slashed apart, but when it landed beside Lu Yan's feet, a large number of ice crystals condensed and directly covered Lu Yan's entire body, enveloping Lu Yan in ice blue ice crystals. The corner of Sha Yunbing's mouth curled into a smile. It was done. His ice attack might not be as powerful as a fire-type mage's, but its restraint was definitely first-rate. With his new physique and strength, Lu Yan could not escape at all. Next, it would be his one-sided attack. Sha Yunbing elegantly flipped the staff in his hand and aimed it at Lu Yan, who was wrapped in the ice crystal in front of her, preparing to start his performance. Then, in the next second, the smile on Sha Yunbing's face froze. Crack! Cracks began to quickly spread on the ice crystal surrounding Lu Yan, instantly covering the entire ice crystal. Bang! The entire ice crystal instantly shattered. Lu Yan, who had the undead netherworld armor on and the black bone scythe in his hand, quickly rushed to Sha Yunbing's side as if he had walked out of hell. A trace of panic flashed in Sha Yunbing's eyes. His body suddenly rolled on the ground, and icicles condensed in front of his staff and shot towards Lu Yan. Lu Yan did not care about these icicles at all and directly pounced towards Sha Yunbing. Lu Yan's agility attribute was the worst among the 4 attributes, but that was only because his other attributes were abnormally high. Among the new students, Lu Yan's agility was definitely considered high. Sha Yunbing could not dodge Lu Yan's attack at all. Looking at the black scythe slashing towards him, Sha Yunbing forced himself to calm down. Although there was an accident, it doesn't matter. When the icicles land on him, they will slow him down. The ice armor on my body can also help me block this attack. I just need to. Before Sha Yunbing could continue thinking, he saw the black scythe in Lu Yan's hand land on the ice armor around his body. Then, Sha Yunbing saw a scene that shocked him. His current strongest defensive skill, ice armor, directly shattered. It could not even last for a second. Please like and subscribe.